Welcome back. With us right now is Steve Leonard, and he is on the United Board. And today, Steve, we're going to talk about the committee that you oversee within United, M&C, which encompasses a lot. I would say one of the two biggest committees as far as what they oversee. Am I right?
Yeah, in context and in money, yes.
Yeah, and often a lot of the things that is within M&C are not the glamorous things, but they're the things that keep the community humming.
Yeah.
And hopefully free from troubles, am I right? Particularly plumbing.
Yes.
We're going to get into that. You sent us some photos,
Yes.
so I'm going to let you kind of go in the order
Sure.
that you have there.
We had the M&C meeting. Don Tibbetts is, of course, chair.
Right.
I'm co-chair. And Don wasn't present at the previous meeting.
Right,
He was on
right.
vacation. And Ernesto Munoz was on vacation for our meeting this time. So we've been kind of like,
Yeah, kind of in between there.
and it wasn't very eventful. However, a couple of things did come up. We had some resident interest in our lighting throughout the community, the walkway lighting,
right.
which is never a new topic or conversation.
No.
And it's been the way it's been for 50 years, but there are still a few outstanding issues that we need to get to the LED lighting stage.
Right.
Very, very minimal kind of things. But there are, we do get requests for additional lighting in certain areas because people say, I don't have enough light here, and could you provide another light? If there's electricity close by, we can run another little pagoda light, as I call them, nearby. If not, we had been piloting a few solar bollards.
Right.
But they're very expensive, and personally, I have not been impressed with the amount of light that they put out.
I agree with you. Yeah.
So Third has a similar situation in their community. So we're looking at getting lighting consultants to give us a bid for an RFP to what it would cost to actually analyze our current situation,
Okay.
what kind of improvements they would recommend, and what cost that would be. But to hire the consultant to do an initial analysis will not be very cost or time intensive.
Okay.
So, and we do have previous studies that have been done by prior boards, so we've directed staff to, can you get us some information, put it together so we can make a decision if we want to proceed with something.
Okay. It's always been a
Right.
long time issue here.
Then we had another resident who came and said, I went on vacation, and I came back, and I opened the door, and water came flooding out of my unit.
Oh,
and
gee.
I had to check into a hotel, and fortunately, I had HO6 insurance, and the total bill was $22,000.
Wow.
So what had happened is the toilet supply line failed. So I have some pictures that we can put
Okay.
up here.
First of all, what is HO6 insurance?
Homeowners insurance.
Okay, got it. Okay.
And generally, it's like renter's insurance.
Right. Okay.
And we recommend to the residents that they seriously look into this, because in a situation like this, on a failure, the insurance company is going to pick up everything except the deductible in a failure like this. The other thing that happens, is that if you have to be displaced from your unit,
Right.
there's funds available from the insurance company to pay for your temporary lodging. So, and it's not really that expensive.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it really does help in instances like this. And if your personal possessions are damaged, like your furniture or little knickknacks, you'll be reimbursed for it. So
Right. And Living United, the plumbing inside the walls are taken care of, correct?
Correct.
Where, I don't know if it's true, it's probably not true, well, it might be true in Third, but I know as a homeowner with our insurance, it's like, well, that slab leak, we're not going to repair that, but cover that, but all the damage that it did.
Right.
Right, which is usually far more expensive.
Yes, and we do allow alterations in the manners in United.
Yeah.
And at that point, if you've touched it and you've changed it, that's your responsibility.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So another really good reason to have HO6.
Yeah. So here we got a photo of
So
here,
here's
and
a
it looks like
photo.
our green screen. It's
Right.
not quite, but
So you can see the valve coming out of the wall there.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
this line comes up, and it's just a vinyl plastic kind of line,
Right.
flexible, and it has a plastic attachment at the top that screws into the base. Well, water is leaking out of it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, so that's a typical installation and a failure. If we go to the next photo,
Okay.
this is a steel braided line, and it actually, the inside of it ruptured.
Wow.
So that's another type of failure that can occur even in a better quality of line because of the steel braiding.
Yeah.
It's supposed to keep it, but
Yeah.
you know, like an artery,
Yeah.
if it goes pop,
Right, right.
same kind of thing. And in the next slide, this is a typical $5, $7 toilet hose that you'd find at Home Depot, and you'll notice that the plastic end that attaches to the toilet, well, it's plastic.
Yeah.
And then in the next photo, you'll see this one is metal. So which of the two would you imagine would be better?
Right. Yeah.
The
Exactly.
metal
The
one.
metal one. Yeah.
So based on the conversation from the resident, we directed staff to come back to us with a report about, do we monitor these lines? If so, how often? And what type of lines does United use in replacement? Are we using the plastic-ended ones? Are we using the metal-ended ones? Who is the vendor? How long have we been buying them for? Because, you know, they stock these in the warehouse.
Yeah.
So, and vendors will change their manufacturing from one country to another.
Sure.
So we just felt it would be prudent at this time to review everything that we've been doing. And if we don't have a program where these are being inspected by staff on a regular basis, like for example, when they go to change batteries
Right.
in the smoke alarms, maybe we should be dictating that they do this then. So because
Yeah.
of one resident's experience, you know, it brought it forward and we went, oh, okay.
And you bring up a good point with this. You know, the other side of the equation is many things nowadays, the actual unit, the toilet, the dishwasher, washing machines, the back end of it, the connections are indeed plastic now.
Right. Yes, and it would be prudent for the residents to occasionally take a look,
Yeah.
you know, behind the toilet or
Right.
underneath the kitchen sink, and just make sure that there's no water standing, even a little bit,
Yeah.
and then immediately call resident
Yeah.
services. There's a couple other pictures that I
Okay.
have that I wanted to show, which are water alarms. These
Ah,
are
yes,
leak
yes.
detectors, and what they basically are, underneath the bottom of that are two little prongs, and if water gets in there, there's a battery, and it makes a sound like your microwave oven.
Okay.
And it'll go,
Oh, look at that. I didn't even know this was available.
Yeah.
So the little portable, probably fairly inexpensive.
oh, they're $4 a piece or
Wow.
$15 for a set of 4. So you could put one by the toilet. You can put one underneath the kitchen sink, which there's a
That
fountain
is
there.
great.
Okay. And then at the hot water heater, you could put it, we have pans underneath
Yeah,
ours,
yeah.
but you could put it there as well. And again,
I didn't even know these existed.
I
Home
mean,
Depot,
$4,
places like that?
yeah, right across the street,
Wow.
$4 a pack of 4, $15. And if you think about that, you can say, if one of those goes off and I hear it, and that saves me from having to have a substantial repair in my unit, wasn't it worth it?
Yeah.
So something else for the residents to consider.
That is a great idea. I love that.
What else did we talk about? We had, I don't know if we spoke about this last time, but tankless hot water heaters was
Yes.
an idea
I think
that
you and I
had.
talked about
Yeah,
that
and
just off air
yeah.
because I have one. Yeah.
And what we determined was the number of electrical panels that would have to be
Right.
upgraded, make it cost prohibitive, and then even SCE would have to start replacing transformers because of the increased
Yeah.
demand. So unfortunately not. However, I have heard from department that they found a new hot water heater that has a stainless steel tank with a lifetime warranty.
Wow.
So we're going to be looking into that.
That's very good. I have heard, and you probably know of this, I saw them a few years ago in this old house. They call them like a hybrid.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Okay.
No, because
They
we're
have like
all,
a unit, a pump
we're
unit
all
on the top.
electric.
Okay.
So that's kind of a different
That's okay.
game.
You need gas for that, huh?
However,
Okay.
the other thing I wanted to mention was we also had the situation where By code, we now have to vent the temperature and pressure line
Okay.
to the outside of the units, and that's delayed a lot of our replacements of hot water heaters for the last
Okay.
few years. And the city said, we can issue you permits to replace hot water heaters if you install this device. Well, the device was $600.
Okay.
We could buy it from the distributor for $300, but there's another $300 worth of installation cost.
Okay.
Well, lo and behold, we've kind of put the brakes on that, right?
Okay.
Because that would be a lot of money. Lo and behold, there's another manufacturer that's just come out with a new unit that's half the money
Okay. Very good.
and doesn't require the complex installation. So sometimes delaying and waiting for a market to mature provides
Yeah.
you other alternatives.
Yeah. Very good.
Right. So, and what else? I asked staff to look into painting street numbers on the curbs with reflective paint behind, because our signage is difficult.
Yes.
And many
At
cities
best,
do paint the
Yeah.
curb so you know you're going up, you're going down, the
Yeah.
even side, the odd side. So we're going to look into that a little bit. And we also asked staff to go back and tell us if we could advance the waistline remediation, the sewer line,
Okay.
epoxy lining. We have $1.5 million budgeted next year, but at that rate, it's going to take decades.
Right.
And the
Yeah, you
life
mentioned
cycle
that.
is 70 years, and we're already at like 55 years. So, could we double our effort
Okay.
and spend $3 million a year and get it done in half the time, for example?
Mm-hmm.
What's our reserve capability? What can our vendor do above
Yeah.
what they're doing now? Would we have to get an additional vendor?
Okay.
So those are the major highlights.
All right. Very good. As I said, M&C is a big committee in what they do, and a lot of it is unseen, but becomes, it's the vital systems. that
When it
keep
breaks,
yeah.
you know it.
Yeah. Very good.
Great. Good
It's
to see you.
It's like your internal organs, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Good to see you as
Have a
always.
good weekend.
Take care. We'll be right back.